administration, I want to get together with the folks from our museum foundation, because we're anticipating the opening of our Guam Museum next year. And as you compiling all these records of the history of not only FCG, but of the long history of the Filipino community of Guam, I think it's important that we get participation, that as a museum, as the museum is put together, and what are those in display. You know, the history of the Filipino Guamanian goes back centuries, and it would be important to put that as a part of representation of the history of Guam. There is one big difference between this year and last year. You know, in the Christian Roman Catholic faith, there is a saint. There is someone that is canonized as a saint, and what a saint is. And we have our first saint of Guam, and really, in Roman Catholicism, what the saint symbolizes is someone who has lived a Christ-like life. And as we reflect on what that means, not only to whether you're Roman Catholic or Christian, but what that life means, I go back to what we mentioned in Memorial Day, is how we as individuals, how we relate with our family, with our neighbors, with our community, and how we contribute to a community. And that history of again, an individual such as St. Pedro Calungsod, a young teenager that followed his call, left his homeland hundreds of years ago, to bring again, faith to a people that at that time did not know and were innocent to that faith. So there's just so much history that I really look forward to working with you folks here in the FCG and with the Philippine Consulate Office and with our whole community on how we could put something within that museum to symbolize that long and beautiful history with the Filipinos and the Philippine Guamanians in our island. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. And last but not the least, Governor, is that another first for the Filipino community. Governor, I would like to thank your office for this one. On June 7th at the Ilawag Community Center, first time that the governor had allowed us to actually host them, the whole cabinet of the current governor, to be conducted at the Ilawag Community Center. So that's going to be on June 7th, and it is an opportunity for all the Filipinos, especially the leaders of our community, to be able to see how the comings and goings and all the things, the intricacies that actually occur in a cabinet meeting. We've never witnessed that as a group, and working together with your Chief of Staff, Mr. Frank Ariola. So we're actually going to make this one, it will happen on June 7th at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Ilawag Community Center. First ever that we're actually going to be hosting you. So thank you for allowing us to do so.
And have, in the words of, you just helped me here, actually this is the first time I have seen this quotation. In the words of Apolinary Mabini, they cultivated their talents and contributed and entrusted to them by God. One of these categories of heroes were the pioneer workers who responded to the challenge of heroism. It will be recalled that in November 1946, the first batch of pioneer Filipino workers came from Iloilo, and they came here to help in the reconstruction, as you have mentioned, in the reconstruction and rehabilitation of an island paradise that was devastated by war. An island paradise the world has known as Guam. An island paradise that has taken care of them and offered them what we call a home. Today, while I look at the future, the present demands a new breed of heroes. A new breed of heroes who will try to put into reality the words of Mabini. Let us all cultivate the talents entrusted to us by God. And fortunately, I'm very proud to say that this is the very essence of the Filipino Guamanians. This is the very essence of those who wanted to reciprocate the kindness of an island paradise, who have given them a greater opportunity. We've honored them to become a part of this beautiful island paradise. As a matter of fact, we're very pleased. I just arrived last year, and that was the first time I understand the government also made this, my first time to witness the proclamation. And again, today, we're witnessing the same proclamation. We would like to say thank you to the government of Guam under your leadership, Governor and Lieutenant Governor, and through the assistance of the legislature of Guam. We really want to thank you for giving us the opportunity to cultivate our talents and be a part of this so-called Guam. We are being called not only to struggle and sacrifice for freedom and democracy, but also to work for greater prosperity. Yesterday we received the theme of the 115th anniversary of the Proclamation of the Philippine Independence. And it says, kalayaan, ambangan, tungo sa malawakang kaunlaran. It says, freedom, let's contribute towards greater prosperity. This is the theme of the 115th anniversary. And we would like to say thank you, because in this proclamation, you anticipated that particular theme. When in this last or penultimate statement, it was stated here that this day will inspire us as we see shining examples of the fighting spirit of Filipino Guamanians who contribute so much to the tapestry of progress on this place we all call home. Maraming salamat po sa Guam, sa gobyerno ng Guam, sa pagbubukas ng kanyang tahanan para sa ating kaunlaran. Thank you.
Dan, all of our friends around the table. And the reason I asked Artie if I could close was because, I think the governor made some very profound comments about, the things that are entrusted to us. But, I look at Mr. Miguel over there, and it's his wife who taught me at the University of Guam, and looking at Troy, of course, and his good friend Mike Marasigan, who's a very close member of our administration, but also a very hard-working member of our business community. I look at Bert overtaking video Sardoma, whose family has been here for generations, right? My head of the Beautification Task Force, Alice Gagari, the head of my Guam State Clearinghouse, Kate Baltazar, the head of our Human Resources and Department of Labor, Alfredo Antolin. We got Leo Casillo, we got Ed Ordonez. We got so many fantastic examples of people that not just live up to, but shine as a part of the Filipino community in Guam. And this proclamation recognizing Filipino Guamanians is not just in word, it's in deed, it's in fact. That the things that you do in our office, that Dan does for our tourists, that people do in our education systems, that people do in teachers, all of you contribute so greatly to our community. I'm looking back at Vic, of course, his wife is a proud Filipino, of course, from Minarahan now. But all of us have ties, as the governor has said, to the Filipino community. And some of them are our closest friends, some of our immediate family. But I wanted to kind of emphasize that because, when we talk about these things and we read these words, you just look around the room and the people who are part of our community affairs that go out and deal with people who need to put a street light or a speed bump. All of us do things to help our community. And I want to thank you because you've manifested what we put in this paper in real life. So thank you very much for being here.